Welcome. The following is a demonstration of the proper assembly and disassembly of the LCM evaluation receiver for the particle plugging apparatus. To start, preheat a PPA heating jacket with a red knob to the required testing temperature. Place the empty PPA cell upright on a suitable stand, such as a 175 milliliter HPHT filter press heating jacket or a holder HPHT cell assembly. Ensure the floating piston is 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch from the bottom of the PPA cell as per API recommended practices, approximately 13 strokes. Apply a thin coating of high temperature grease on the top threads and O-ring of the PPA cell. The threads and O-ring of the LCM bottom cap on the receiver. The threads of the LCM receiver body. And the LCM top cap. Use a spatula to hand mix the sample fluid containing LCM. Immediately add 275 milliliters of the sample fluid to the PPA cell. Place the slotted disc into the PPA cell with the flat side down toward the fluid. Insert the cell cap assembly in the top of the PPA cell and tighten the cell cap ring by using the single pin end of the spanner wrench. Hand tighten with the spanner wrench. Further tightening is unnecessary and will make the cap more difficult to remove. Close the pressure release valve on the hydraulic hand pump. Gripping the cell cap assembly of the LCM evaluation receiver, lift the cell assembly and gently set it into the PPA heating jacket. Rotate the assembly until the cell sets down on the locking pin in the bottom of the heating jacket to prevent further rotation. Screw the LCM receiver body and the LCM top cap with nitrogen manifold nipple onto the PPA cell cap assembly and hand tighten. Attach the nitrogen line to the nitrogen manifold nipple. Make sure the safety clip is inserted into the end of the valve stem retaining pin on the manifold nipple. Then attach the hydraulic pump to the bottom of the PPA cell via the quick disconnect coupling socket. Follow the approved work method for running of the particle plugging test. Once the test is complete and the PPA cell is cooled, bleed off the top pressure. Bleed off any pressure on the hydraulic pump by opening the pressure release valve on the hydraulic pump. And then remove the hydraulic hose and the nitrogen hose. Grabbing the LCM receiver body, lift the assembly clear of the support pin, push in the red knob of the support pin, and rest the assembly on the pin. The LCM receiver body should not be very hot and should be an acceptable way to lift the PPA. Unscrew the cell cap ring. To do this, while keeping the cell from spinning, use a small crescent wrench to hold the lower nipple, while loosening the cell cap ring with the spanner wrench. The O-ring will be seated after a test, and the cell body is less likely to rotate while unscrewing the retainer ring. Tear a cup on a balance. To remove the LCM receiver and collect the fluid loss, gently rock back and forth on the LCM receiver until it becomes loose enough to pull up. Quickly move the entire LCM receiver over the teared cup to collect the fluid. If possible, hold the teared cup in one hand while lifting the LCM receiver with the other and collect the fluid loss. Follow the approved work method for the completion of the particle plugging test. For disassembly, ensure that the cell cap is detached from the LCM evaluation receiver. Reattach the LCM cell cap assembly to the PPA cell by hand tightening the cell cap ring. Grasping the LCM cell cap assembly, lift the cell out of the heating jacket and onto the cell stand. Remove the cell cap assembly. Remove the slot. And dispose of test fluid in the cell in the proper waste receptacle. Clean the PPA cell and all parts appropriately.